Okay, so in this section, I will be teaching you a lot of the effects that I use and how they enhance my videos, because you might have already noticed this is not close to my style. So this is a section where you add a lot of the secret sauce and then boom, it makes your visuals look even more amazing and dramatic, and those will help bump up your style to a whole new level. So I keep my initial color corrections and everything over here. Anything that I work on from saturation to the skin and everything else, I work on over here. And I need to reset this node because I did not need skin over here. So I'm probably going to go ahead and delete it because that's not going to have any effect. And then any effects that I use them. I make a whole new section. I make a whole new line over here. That makes it easier for me to keep a track of everything. So one of the first things that I want to show you is how to denoise your footage. So I already have a noise reduction node built up over here. And I already have a noise reduction setting that I apply to it. So I'm just going to bring it inside DaVinci Resolve into this project. And you can go ahead and download it. And you can apply it to any of your projects. You right click over here, go to import, and I have it in a folder. It's called Assistant Nodes, and it's this one, pre, because this is going to go before any other node. So that way it's easier for me to remember. It's again in DRX form. This is what you can download, and it applies the same way we applied our power grades. So I'm going to double click and bring it into DaVinci Resolve. And I'm simply going to click and drag it. And now it is applied to my footage. So let's see how it affects the noise. So I'm going to press Command D. And do you see there is noise around here? Look at the windshield. But now I'm going to press Command D, turn on the node for noise reduction. And look how much smoother this is. So this basically makes your video look a lot more smoother and takes out the noise from your video. All right. And one of the other ways that you can do is, for example, if I simply reset it, I will go down over here to motion effects. And here I have different settings. So I can also make changes to my noise reduction node that I've given you. And how do I do that? I will basically go over here to motion effects, making sure that my noise reduction node is selected. And I have different options over here. All right. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. If I move around chroma, that just basically changes the colors of my node, my footage, sorry. Right? So I'm going to go back to my previous settings. And if I change Luma, this is where all the magic happens. All right, so look at the noise. This is how the noise looks. And if I further bring up Luma, this basically reduces a lot of the noise, but then my video is looking weird and chunky. So I don't want that. If I want to reduce the noise further, I'm simply going to bring Luma up to, let's say, 1.5 points. That's it. I don't go beyond 2 points. So let's zoom in and see what happens. If I make it 0, see how it slightly changes things around over here? So this is how it looks when I don't have any noise reduction applied. There are chunks of noise and everything over here. And if I play the video, you'll see. Do you see this? A lot of noise. But when I turn it on, there's a lot less noise. But still somewhat noise exists in my video. If I really want to get done with that part too, I will simply bring it up to, let's say, 1.8, something like that. And now my video looks a lot more better. I'm probably going to reduce it because see how my video starts looking weird? So I'm probably going to bring it up to 0.5 or 4 because it starts having dramatic effects. So this is what it was like before I had anything noisy. And now when I have the settings applied, this is how it looks. So much better. But I don't want it to look blurry and everything. And if your video has a lot more motion, over here I don't have a lot more motion. If your video has a lot more motion, you can go ahead and bring it up to 3 frames. That will make the noise reduction much better. But since I don't have any motion in the video, I'll just keep it up to 2. Alright, so this is how your noise reduction is applied. You can go ahead and start treating your videos with the noise reduction note that I've given you, or you can go ahead and start making your own. Either way, just make sure you take out noise from your videos if that is your preference. Another thing that I want to teach you is I'd like to make a little bit of glow in my videos. So I will press down Option S and create a new video, and I will call it glow. Sometimes that works really well with my video, especially food videos. So I will go to Effects and click over here in the search bar and type glow. It's going to bring up this effect, glow. I will click and drag it and apply it onto my footage. So it has a very minimal effect on my video right now because right now I haven't touched the settings over here. So the most common thing that I do is I change the value of the shine threshold. So it's at 0.75. If I start bringing it to the left, that's when I start getting that glow. All right. So this also sometimes brings more emphasis on what I'm trying to highlight with my video. Right? So look over here with no glow, and this has glow now. So it's bringing more attention towards my footage, towards my subject. Like this, and then like this. And another thing that I can do over here is I can reset it. First of all, go to my power windows, create an oval, because that way I can control the positioning, increase the softness, and then add my glow to it. So now it's only going to apply within the circle. And I don't touch the color filter usually. I like it as is. Now when I bring the slider down, now do you see? It's because now I can control it. So now I only have the glow within my selection. And if I do spread, this is just gonna change the spread, like how much I want it to spread, evenly, whatever. This is like a lot of glow, so I'm gonna bring it up to decrease its intensity. Like up to here maybe. Now it looks better. I just want a subtle effect. And that's it. This is how I use this. This is a very powerful tool. For example, if I go full screen and I'll show you. So if I turn off the effect, this is how it looks. And I turn on the effect. Now it has a little more emphasis on my video. So these are the two main ones that I wanted to teach you in this lesson. So glow also comes in really handy when you have lights in your footage. And I'm going to show you exactly how that's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and select type glow and bring it onto my node. And you'll see how it affects different parts of your footage. But we're just going to be very cautious with it because it can sometimes mess things up. So do you see how we're having that effect over here? We don't want that. So I'm going to bring it up just so it only affects my lights. So glow comes in really handy when you have lights in your footage. So you might want to use that when you have that. And I use glow for my wedding videos too, because that's when they look really dreamy. So I can go ahead and add glow over here and you'll see how they start to look really pretty. Like this. This is going to add that extra spice to it, that extra kick. I'm just going to be cautious because it's going to make the highlighted parts of the bride fade away and I don't want that. So I'm just going to be very gentle with it. So if I turn it off, this is how it looked. Now it looks much more dreamy and everything, but I'm slightly going to bring it up like that, this, and this. So it makes it look much more dreamier. So let me show it to you in full screen. This is how it looked with the node for glow turned off. And when I turn it on, it just has that, do you see around her arm and her shoulder? That's where it's also affecting it, and his hand and everything, and the back of his head. So that just gives it that extra kick. Whenever I add this to my wedding videos for clients, they love it. So you can also go ahead and do it if you start doing wedding videos. It just makes it look more dreamy.